Hello everyone, welcome to e-learning of IT for 12th standard. This video is for 12th standard science students. Today we are going to solve 4th practical from Advanced JavaScript. So let us read the question first. Create event-driven JavaScript program for the following. Make use of appropriate variables, JavaScript built-in functions, string functions and control structures. So we have to use the events on click event, on mouse over event, on key up event, etc. Any kind of event. Use the variables and use inbuilt string functions and control structures, nothing but looping structure, if structure that we have to use in a program. So question is that to accept a string from user and reverse the given string and check whether it is a palindrome or not. So first of all we have to accept a string from user. So there should be one text box within which user will enter a string. Then we have to reverse that given string, and after reversing it we have to check whether that reverse string or the entered string is a palindrome or not. So what is a palindrome? Palindrome is nothing but if suppose a is a variable a contains a string that is a entered by user, okay, and the string that is reverse of a is stored in suppose b. Then if a is equal to b, that is nothing but if original string is equal to reverse string, then we can say that it is a palindrome. That is, if a string remains same after reversing it also, then we can say that it is a palindrome. It is same logic is there for a palindrome number. That is, if a number is same after reversing it also, then we can say that number is a palindrome number. Okay. If for example, suppose 1 2 1. So reverse of 1 to 1 is again a 1 to 1. So we can say 1 to 1 is a palindrome number. In case of string, suppose A B B A, then reverse of it will be again a B B A. So A B B A is a palindrome string. So in this way, user will enter any string. We have to reverse that string, and then after that we have to check whether it is a palindrome or not. So let us write down a program. So to write a program, first of all open a notepad. Here instead of notepad, for practicing purpose you can also use a notepad++. Okay. First of all, doc type. So document type is HTML. After that, HTML tag start and close the HTML tag. Within this, add a head tag. So head and then end of head. Within a head tag, let us include a title tag to specify title for this page. Title, then end of title. Here specify any meaningful title, suppose palindrome. Then close the head tag and then now open a body tag. So body tag open and close the body tag. So within this, to accept a string from user, first of all we have to create a form. So to create a form, use form tag. Specify a name for the form using name attribute of it. So name is equal to suppose f1. Then close this form tag. So end of form. After that, here we have to accept a string from user. So we have to give a label like this. Suppose enter any string. Enter any string. Then to accept a string from user, we have to use the input control, that is a text box. To create text box, tag use is a input. So input type is equal to, here we will use a text. Then specify a name for this text box, that is suppose T1. Okay, then we have to use a button control on a next line, so we will use a BR tag to have a break line. Then to create a button, again tag use is a input type is equal to button. Here specify a name for this button, suppose BT check. Then specify a label for this button, so value is equal to, here you can specify any label that you want for that button, suppose check for palindrome. Then now we have to use a event of this button, that is on click event. Whenever user will click on that button, function will get called and we have to specify that function. Okay, so let us define a function, declare a function as check palindrome. Now close this form tag, and now we have to write down a script within this. Okay, so to write down a definition of this function check palindrome, we have to use a script tag. So script type is equal to, this script will contain textual data as well as JavaScript code. So text type is equal to text/JavaScript. Close this script tag, end of script. Let us first of all check the output till now, then we will define a function. Write down a definition of function. Here within your folder where you have saved your programs, specify a name for this. Suppose this is a SOP4 practical, so SOP4.html. Then save this, and now let us go to the desired folder, and here you can check SOP4 file has been created. So let us run this file. Enter any string. So let us enter a string like ABCD. So reverse of ABCD is DCBA, which is not same as a ABCD. So it is not a palindrome. So to check whether it is a palindrome or not, user will click on this button, check for palindrome. Okay, so we have to write down a definition of this function. Which function is that? See here, check palindrome function is there. So here now we will define a function. So to write down a function, use function. Name of function is check palindrome, set of round brackets, set of curly brackets, and here we have to specify a definition. Let us declare some variables, that is variable A is equal to, here variable A is used to retrieve a value which is entered by a user, that is string entered by user, that will be saved in a A. Now user will enter any value, that is whether it will be a capital or small. So we have to convert that value to a small letters and again save it. So to save the lowercase string, we will use a variable, that is S variable. After that we have to use a for loop. So within that, for iteration purpose, we will use the I variable. Then to retrieve every single character from a string, we have to use a ch variable. After that, to save the length of that string, we will use a n variable. So in this way we have to use these many variables. A variable is used to save the value entered by user. So A is equal to, value will be entered within this field, that is in this text box. This text box is on a form, that name of form is F1. So F1 dot value is entered in a text box whose name is T1. So F1 dot T1 dot value. So in this way we will get a value from the control T1. Then we have to change this value to the lowercase. So value is now in a variable, so a dot to lowercase, a dot to lowercase, and now this value will be converted into a lowercase format. Okay, we can check output till now also, or let us first of all find out the length of it. So length will be stored in a variable n, so n is equal to, now we have to use a string that is stored in a s, which is in a lowercase format, so s dot length semicolon. Now if we want to check whether s is in a capitalized form or what is stored in a s, then we can check it using a alert. So that is, suppose alert s. Okay, now save this program and refresh here to check the output. Suppose we have entered a string in capital form ASDFGH, ASDFGH. Then click on the check palindrome button, and here you can check this entered string is in a capitalized form and we have converted it to a lowercase form. How many characters are there within this? 6 characters are there. So we can find out the length of it using this s dot length. Here we can also check the length alert in bracket n. So you will get a length of string here. Suppose A, B, C, D, E, F. Now the string is in a small letters. Again, by converting it to a lowercase, it will be in a small case also. Okay. How many characters are there? 6 characters are there. So length of the string is 6. If you will enter string in a capital form, it will be converted to lowercase, and here length is also 6. Okay. So here we have accepted value from user stored in a and then converted it to a lowercase, which is stored in s. Now in further program we have to use this s variable for the string, because our desired string is stored in this s and the length of string is stored in variable n. These alert messages was only to check whether the our string has been converted to lowercase or not, what is actual length of the string, etc. Okay, now we have to declare one more variable, that is a ns variable here. Suppose var ns is nothing but a new string, s is a string and new string is that we will convert and reverse. Okay, so that will be in a ns variable. Now it is a empty string, so that we can denote it using a empty double quotes. After this, now we have to use a for loop. So for we have declared variable, that is I. Now if suppose you have entered a b c d is a string, then we have to start from the d. Okay, see here, if your string is a b c d, then first character that we want is nothing but a d. How many characters are there? 1 2 3 4. 4 characters are there. So loop should be iterated how many times? 4 times. Okay, here length of the string n variable will contain a value 4. So we want to start a loop from 4. Okay, so for that purpose we will use here I is equal to n minus 1. After that I is greater than or equal to 0, and then I minus minus, that is we have to iterate the loop in reverse manner. Okay, see here, here I is equal to n minus 1. Here in case of this a b c d, user has entered a b c d, length of the string is 4. Okay, so here I is equal to n minus 1 is nothing but I is equal to 4 minus 1 is nothing but I is equal to 3. Okay, so for I is equal to 3, then I is greater than or equal to 0. 3 is greater than or equal to 0, then loop will be iterated. So here we want that character. See here, loop will be iterated from I is equal to 3 to 1 and till the value is 0. So 4 times loop will be iterated. Okay, so here we have to update our new string every time loop will be iterated. So ns is equal to ns plus, first of all ns contains an empty string, plus s dot the value that we will get within this ith index, that is in a third position, that is a character d, it will be stored in a ns. Okay, that is for I is equal to 3, this condition is true, and for I is equal to 3, see here 0, 1, 2, 3. For I is equal to 3, character is D. So char at 3 is a D. NS contains empty string, so empty string plus D. So NS is now containing a character D. After that, I minus minus mean 3 will be decremented to 2. So for 2 is greater than or equal to 0, condition is true, loop will be iterated, ns is equal to ns plus. Now ns contains a character that is d. Okay, so d plus s dot char at in bracket I contains a value 2. So char at 2. See here 0, 1, 2. Say the character at a second position is a c. Okay, so now we will get a character c. So d plus c, that is nothing but dc. Okay, now ns will contain dc. After that again I will be decremented to value 1. 1 is again greater than or equal to 0, loop will be iterated, ns is equal to ns plus, ns contains d and c plus s dot char at 1. Char at 1 is 0 and 1, that is a character b. So now we will get a character b. So our string will be d c b. Again loop will be decremented by 1, I minus minus, so its value will become 0 now. Here 0 is greater than or equal to 0. 0 is not greater than but equal to 0. So condition is true. So loop will be again iterated, ns is equal to ns plus, ns contains dcb value plus s dot char at I contains 0 value. So 0th index value is here a. Okay, so you will get a character that is character a. So now here your new string will be dcba. Now again loop will be decremented, it will be become minus 1. Minus 1 is not greater than not equal to 0, so loop will be terminated. So in this way now ns contains a reverse string that is dcba. Okay, now we have to check whether our original string is same as a reverse string or not. Let us first of all print the reverse string. Reverse string is in the ns variable. So specify here message as a reverse string is, and here plus ns variable contains a reverse string. Okay, now we have to check whether this, let us first of all check the output till now. A B B A. Okay, so reverse of it will be A B B A. See here, reverse is A B B A. Okay, if we will enter a value in capital form, that is A B C C B A, then reverse of it is again a B C C B A. Okay, now we have to check whether a reverse string is same as the original string. Original string is saved in this s variable. Okay, and reverse string is stored in a ns variable. So here we have to check if S is equal to ns. If S is equal to ns, then the string will be a palindrome string. That is, if reverse is equal to original string, then it will be a palindrome string. So print here message as string is palindrome. String is palindrome. If it is not equal to ns, then it is not a palindrome string. So string is not palindrome. String is not palindrome. Message should be always in a double quotes. Okay. So in this way we have completed with the program. Let us save it again. Press Ctrl S. After that, refresh the page to check the output and enter here any string. Suppose A, B, C, D, B, C, B, A. So it is a reverse A, B, C, D, D, C, B, A. A, B, C, D, D, C, B, A. So in this way, reverse string is same as the original string. So it should be a palindrome. So here string is palindrome. Okay. Now let us enter any another string. A, B, C, D, E. Enter any string and click on this. So this is the reverse of that string, and this is not a palindrome. Okay. Let us write A, B, C, C, D, A. This is not a palindrome string. A, B, B, A is a palindrome string. Okay. So in this way you will get, you can check whether a string is a palindrome or not. So note down this program and you can check any string is a palindrome or not. Okay. Note down this program in your notebook and draw the output also. You can check instead of a string here you can type a number also. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 and you can click on this. 4 3 2 1 is a reverse and it is not a palindrome. But you will suppose enter 1 2 1, then it will be a palindrome number because reverse is same. So in this way you can check whether a number or string is a palindrome or not. So note down this whole program in your notebook. Thank you.